Martin Wilkinson from Buy2Let.com is joining us on Let's Talk Business. So this is fantastic because I've been wanting to talk to Martin for quite some time, and it's great to have you on Skype. Thank you very much. Looks from your beautiful home in the south of England, Martin. Now, your journey is a very interesting one. So very briefly, you looked for funding for your idea, before we get to your idea, on one of the crowdfunding sites, and it was unsuccessful. What did you learn?
Good morning, Alan. Yes, I went to one of the crowdfunding sites, and it's a complicated journey. It's a learning curve, which was new to me. I hadn't done it before. I knew a lot more at the end than I did at the beginning. You've got to be very prepared before you launch on the site.
And obviously the financials and those sorts of things. What do you mean prepared? Social media as well, or?
I think the financials and the pitch page, your business plan, that's sort of old hat. Everyone will have done that. The crowdfunding site will give you a lot of assistance on that front. You may have to pay some money, but it's not huge amounts. They'll give you assistance on that. Where they won't help you, and you need to have this prepared in advance, is a lot of social media campaigns, how you answer the questions on the discussions, because you want to promote more discussions. So you've got to get questions going. You need to do your own media relations. And I mean by that, good old-fashioned newspapers and all that kind of thing. If you've got a product that you can give freebies away on, get those out to the journalists, get it out to everyone, all those kind of things. You've got to do all of that is down to you. You won't get any assistance. And you need to hit the ground hard running when you actually your pitch goes live on whichever crowdfunding site you use. I didn't receive any advice on that front. You've got to do all that and be prepared yourself.
And what about getting other people involved on spreading your net across social media? Can you sort of get even people you know, your family, or other people involved?
Our experience, probably more post. I was a bit naive in all this. I hadn't really done all of this beforehand. Fundraising for me before was a far more constrained influence, being involved with property development. And pre-07-08 banking crisis. The social media site, I think obviously Twitter and Facebook are the two favorite ones, although we're now using Instagram, and also LinkedIn is a very good one. They're quite easy to use, and you get a very good response on those, but you have got to remember you've got to kiss a lot of frogs to raise some money.
Celebrity endorsements, would they help?
Celebrity endorsements, I think, are absolutely paramount. If you can get one of those, it doesn't matter who the celebrity is. They don't have to be linked to your product or your business or anything of that nature. But an even averagely known celebrity, a rugby player, a football player, anything of that nature, it's a very low-key, low-brow investment medium going into the crowdcubing type site, crowdfunding rather. And that being the case, a celebrity endorsement would be fantastic. If you could get hold of one of those, go for it.
Well, we talked a few months ago now about your journey, and now let's talk about the actual business itself. It's a really interesting one, Buy2Let.com, but it's, well, no, you tell me what it's like, rather than me second guessing.
Okay. Buy2Let.com, quite simply, is a property portal. It's intended to be the go-to property portal dealing with residential property investments, which in the UK has recently been valued at £1 trillion. That's 1 and 12 noughts, and growing at something like £100 billion per annum. That's a lot of transactions, and we will be unique in this country and a lot of the world, in fact, in having yield or annual return as a search criteria, as well as location, type of property, etc., etc. So you'll be able to compare one property to another with the actual annual yield it gets, real-time yield if it's actually let and tenanted, so tenants in situ, or an estimated yield and an estimated rent if it's vacant but has potential for a buy-to-let.
Do you think that you're hitting the upward curve with the property market? We've just very recently had changes to the stamp duty, of course, which means more people would hopefully start and buy and sell properties. And would that affect your business at all, and buy-to-let owners?
Well, frankly, it's a 1 trillion pound business growing at 100 billion a year. So we're adding transparency to that business, which at the moment is completely unable. If you're living in Birmingham, Beijing or Berlin and you want to buy an investment in the UK, you can't. You have to go and buy an empty property, arrange to have all the testing done, the electricity, the gas, etc., and then go and find a tenant and then arrange for a managing agent. What we're hoping to do, and intending to do, in fact, is have all that available for you under one roof. So you'll contact us, you look through our website, you'll find your 2-bedroom flat in Reading or Exeter or Sheffield or wherever it is, and you'll go through to the agent, and the agent will sell that to you in the same way that you do in an owner-occupier property. But we're not dealing with owner-occupiers at all. Rightmove, Zoopla, Agents Mutual will deal with that. We'll be dealing only with the investment sector.
So we covered a few minutes ago that you didn't get funding and the business is still moving forward. How is that happening then? You've got private people coming in and putting in their money?
The tried and tested approach, which is friends. Friends and contacts. And in my case, sadly not family. We haven't got the money. Going into that, and of course my own money as well, putting that into it. So that has enabled us now to appoint a company called the Property Jungle to build our website. We have Buy2Let.com. We have a registration site which is collecting up people who want to either go to the site to seek property, or alternatively we're business to business, so it's agents, developers and corporate landlords who want to list their properties for sale. That's out there. We have appointed a company called Vertical Leap for search engine optimization, pay-per-click and social media. We've now got a CTO, we've got an administration manager, and in the new year that money will start to get a bit thin, and again in a time-honored fashion we'll be going out for new funds in the new year. One thing that's really important for people to look at is to look up SEIS and EIS, which is tax break that the government promotes, and every investor looks at that, and that's a really, really important thing. Don't be afraid to phone up HMRC. They're really helpful characters to deal with. They're nice people to deal with. You deal with the same person all the time. You get their own phone number. It's not like doing your income tax return. These people are really easy to deal with, and they want to help, and that's really important to do that.
Well, it's fantastic. And having met you a couple of times, and you've been on the program a couple of times, Martin, what's interesting in talking to you a few months on is the language that you're using now has developed. And I think I can see there's a different spring in your step, as it were, from where you were a few months ago. So the best of luck with it. And when are you going live?
We're planning to go live on March the 1st, 2015. That's when the site will go live. So, but as at this moment in time, get your listeners to look up www.buy2let.com, and all is explained on there.
All right, we'll put that link on our website as well. Martin, great to talk to you, and have a fantastic day and all the very best.
Good to hear from you, Alan. Take care.